Hello and welcome back to English and Wealth. What if I told you that setting ambitious goals might be the very thing holding you back from achieving them? Today we're debating one of the most powerful ideas from the international bestseller Atomic Habits by James Clear, the idea that we should focus on systems, not goals. I'm Liam.
And I'm Chloe. And Liam, I have to say, that opening statement sounds like nonsense to me. Every great human achievement, from climbing Mount Everest to starting a business, began with a goal. To tell people to forget about their goals seems like terrible advice.
It's a deliberately provocative idea, and I'm glad you're challenging it. Clear's argument is that goals are often overrated. He says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." He points out that winners and losers in any field often have the exact same goal. Every team wants to win the championship, but only one does. Therefore, the goal itself cannot be the thing that makes the difference.
I understand the logic that having a goal doesn't guarantee success, but that doesn't mean goals are useless. A system without a goal is just a pointless routine. It's the goal that provides the passion, the why that fuels all our effort. No one gets excited about a system. People get excited about a dream, a vision, a goal.
But Clear argues that this reliance on a goal for happiness is a trap. It creates a mindset where you're only happy when you reach the milestone. The system-focused person, however, finds satisfaction in the process itself. They're not waiting for permission to be happy. Their focus isn't on the one-time result. It's on the daily process of becoming a better version of themselves.
That sounds very enlightened, but I don't think it reflects how real people work. Let's take a practical example. Someone training for their first marathon. Their goal is to cross that finish line. That is an incredibly powerful emotional image. That goal is what gets them out of bed at 5 a.m. for a cold, painful run. Nobody is motivated by the system of putting on running shoes. They're motivated by the goal. If you take that away, you take away the inspiration, and the system collapses. You end up missing the forest for the trees.
An excellent idiom. To miss the forest for the trees means to focus so much on small details that you miss the bigger picture. And you've made a powerful point about motivation. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. A system is what works when motivation fails. The runner who relies only on the dream of the finish line will quit on the day they don't feel motivated. The runner who has built a system, who always puts on their shoes and goes for a run at 6 a.m. no matter what, is the one who will actually succeed. They are focusing on the process, not the event. To focus only on the goal before building the process is putting the cart before the horse.
And that idiom means doing things in the wrong order. But aren't you creating a false choice? You're saying it's either goals or systems. I believe you absolutely need both. What is the point of a perfect system if it's aimed in the wrong direction? You could have the world's most efficient system for climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. The goal is what tells you which wall to lean the ladder against in the first place.
And I believe that is the perfect synthesis of the idea. Clear isn't saying goals are useless. He is saying they are for setting a direction, but systems are for making progress. The goal is the architect's blueprint, the grand vision. The system is the builder's daily work, laying one brick perfectly at a time. You cannot build a great house with only one of those things.
I see. So the book's real message is a rebalancing. Society tells us to be obsessed with goals, but we should spend more of our energy designing and following our systems. That's a conclusion I can stand behind. Okay, that was a much deeper debate. Let's recap the key ideas from Atomic Habits. First, we debated the provocative idea that we should focus on systems, our daily habits, rather than goals, the results we want. I argued that goals provide the essential motivation and direction, and that focusing only on the details can make you miss the forest for the trees.
I argued that goals are temporary and that a strong system is what truly determines success, because focusing on goals first is like putting the cart before the horse. Ultimately, we concluded that you need both in a partnership. Goals set the direction, but systems are what actually make the progress. Now for our pronunciation tip. Let's talk about the R sound in a standard British accent. We are non-rhotic, which means we often don't pronounce the R at the end of a word or before a consonant. Listen, car. I don't say car. But we do pronounce the R when it's before a vowel sound. Listen, carry. Let's practice a few. Repeat after me. Fork, for. Hard, harder. Better, better and better. Well done. Remembering to drop the R unless it's before a vowel is a key part of the standard British accent.
So that's all we have time for today. A discussion that really changes how you think about making progress.
It does. And our reflection question for you is this. Think about one important goal you have. Now ask yourself, what is one small daily system you could build that would make achieving that goal inevitable?
Don't just focus on the destination. Think about the daily steps that will get you there.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope this debate has given you a new perspective. Join us next week on The Freedom Equation.
Don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, keep learning.
And keep thinking. Goodbye for now.